This is Laura and Leanne at Bluegrass Aquaponics, and we've had a lot of requests on how to fillet a fish. So Leanne is going to fillet, and we'll both be talking you through this. So here we go.
Okay, we're going to start with the tilapia. It has been on ice for a few hours, so it is no longer moving. We're also going to start with a very sharp fillet knife. The first step, I'm going to lift up this fin and I'm going to cut a diagonal cut towards the head. So we aren't going to get into any of the insides. It's going to be a clean process.
If you can see, it has not been scaled, so we skip that step.
Okay, then I'm going to take the knife along the backbone, and my goal during this step is to cut through just the skin. I'm not worried about the meat at this point. So I've started through the skin, and now keeping the tip of the knife along the backbone, maybe a ½ inch. I'm going to go all the way from the top of the head down to the tail. So just a small amount of the knife is inside the fish. And when I get to the tail, I'm going to put a horizontal cut from the top to the bottom. So right now, I haven't gone very far. So as you can see, it just barely goes into there. Now I'm going to take the knife and holding it against the backbone, I'm just going to feel between the backbone and the meat and just sliding it using a gentle pressure and work my way through the fish until I get to the pin bones, which will be about here. So this is just gradually, and I'm keeping the knife against the bones so that I don't penetrate through the insides of the fish. Okay, so right here are the pin bones, so it's going to take a little more pressure once I start cutting through those.
They're right up by the head. There are 5 or 6 of them.
Okay, now as you see, the body of the fish is a little more curved now because that's where the inside is. Don't cut through that because that'll get messy. Okay, so now I'm working on those pin bones a little bit more. Right along there. There, you heard it snap. So now we're down to just the meat. So I'm gently going against the body cavity towards the tail until we don't see any more meat. So right now you can kind of see there's no more meat there. So I'm going to take the knife and go through the skin and cut all the way back to the tail. Okay, so there's one fillet. We're going to set it aside. I'm going to flip the fish over and ignore the other phone ringing. So just the opposite way, I'm going to hold up that and I'm going to make a diagonal cut towards the head. Okay, so there's our first cut. And then the next step is going to be just a small amount of the knife. The goal is to go through the skin. I'm going to work from the head, going back to the tail. And say not much of the knife is in there. Feeling along the bones. And now once I get to the end, I'm going to slide it all the way through and pull it out. So here's our fillet. I'm going to just keep the knife running against the backbone. Lift with the other hand. And then using gentle cuts, keeping it along the backbone just to separate the fillet from the bones. I do like the other side better, but we're almost to the pin bones again. So I'm going to cut towards there. And remember, the pin bones will take a little more pressure. You'll hear them snap a little bit. Just working gently to separate the meat from the bones. My first cut needed to be a little bit deeper. There we go. We're just going to go until you don't see the meat. There we go. There goes the bone. Now we can see it's just skin at this point. So I'm going to take the knife and separate the fillet from this fish. Okay, I'm going to set the fillets down. And you see our fish, there's not much left on him. We just took the fillets right off his sides.
Didn't have to mess with the guts at all.
Okay, we're going to switch hands now, and you'll see how to skin the fillet. Okay, so there's those fillets.
I'm gonna get rid of this body cavity so it's out of my way. Whoops. All right, we've got the fillet with the skin on, scales are still there. I'm just gonna cut, I'm gonna have to get close to the edge of the board so that the blade of the knife can rest right flat on the board. Got it started, I grab a hold of the skin and I'm more pulling the fish than cutting. So I get a good grip on that skin, keep the knife level with your cutting board and it pulled on through. Here we go, there's the skin. There's your fillet. There's your good side. Just kind of trim it up a little bit. All right, then we put it in our bowl of water. Let's do one more. By doing this, you are eliminating so many steps. So many people come and say, so we have to scale it. It's like, no, you don't have to scale it. You don't have to cut the guts out of it. Oh, I did skip a step though. We used to have those pin bones that we don't want to choke on while we're eating. This is the head part of the fish right here. And those pin bones are right there and you will be able to feel them. They go right to there. I can feel them right there. And I'm gonna, hope you can see, go right along the edge. I can feel them with the knife blade. They kind of aim toward the bottom of the fish. So I cut a little section, 1.5 inches or so out of the fillet. Sorry, my hand's in the way there. And I can turn it over and rub right there and feel that there are no more bones. And you can just kind of clean things up. A lot of this will just wash off with the water. But there, in 5 minutes time or so, we have filleted a fish, taken the skin off of it. And there you go, ready to eat.